Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. So let's get these kids fed. What did they eat for breakfast today? Y'all, I put out my little griddle thing. I just bought like a little small one from Walmart. They were on sale. So I put that out, and please don't mind the dye in the back of my shirt. I had got my hair colored and the dye was still coming off of it. Reasons why I have my bonnet on now. So yeah, I got some bacon. I like to wash my bacon off. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I wash literally all my meat off that I can, except like ground beef. But other than that, I wash my sausages off. I wash my bacon off, my chicken, my pork chops. The only thing different that I don't do with my bacon is like soak it. So I'll soak like all my other meats, chicken and etc. in vinegar, lemon juice, and water. But I don't soak these. I just wash them right off. And then I like to break them in half. Who else has a pet peeve? Like, I have this pet peeve with bacon. When you put the strips of bacon in a pan or on a griddle or wherever you're cooking the bacon, and they shrivel up and they shrink up and they're like half the freaking size when they're done. So I just like to break it in half. I feel like it stretches out more. It has more room to like stretch out and it shrinks less, if that makes sense. The only time I really don't have that problem is if I make my bacon in the oven. When I put full strips of bacon in the oven, it doesn't really shrivel up. But like frying it, yeah, on the stove, putting it on the griddle in full strips, it's like, well, let me not lie. I haven't really been doing it on the griddle in full strips because I'm so used to breaking it in half. But like when I just do it on the stove and fry it up, it's like it always just shrivels up. So anyways, I got that bacon cooking, broke them in half, let them cook, let them sizzle. And this is the best part, when the house just start getting that nice nice smell, nice morning, good morning smell. Like, I used to love that as a kid, like rolling over in bed and I could smell that aroma of just crunchy, sweet bacon. I love bacon, y'all. So yeah, let's get this bacon cooked. I'm going to flip them around a couple of times until both sides are brown to my liking, or not even really my liking. I made my breakfast separately. This is strictly for the kids. So they tell me they like their bacon kind of crunchy and kind of soft. Like, they love it crunchy, but they want a little bit of softness to it. I like mine's crunchy. I don't mind the softness. It just depends on where it's at. So since I split the bacon in half, I don't like that fatty part that's soft, but I do kind of like the soft part on the other end, if that makes sense. But anyway, I just make mine crunchy. I don't like it hard crunchy, but I love my bacon crispy. So if you know, you know. If you're a bacon fan, you know. And another important step, when you're getting that bacon nice and crispy, make sure you prepare your napkins or whatever you use to drain the grease off the bacon. Get that prepared, because you can step away for a second and come back and that bacon's done, and now you trying to rush and get your napkins together or wherever you're going to drain it. Just get it prepared. So that's what I'm doing. I took a little plastic plate. I'm not trying to build dishes here. I'm trying to make breakfast. So more eat, less work. So I got a plastic plate. I put some napkins on top of it so that when the bacon is finally done, I can go ahead and sit the bacon on top of the napkins so we can soak some of that grease off. And here I am telling one of the kids to back up a little bit. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. So now getting some fruit out so I can prepare to make their side dish. That is also a part of their breakfast. This little breakfast I made them today, besides the fruit and stuff, is pretty much dedicated and inspired by my dad, to my dad, who is now passed away for a year now. So I like to keep his memory alive with my kids. And this was one of his favorite meals to eat from me. I I remember one day we were like making breakfast sandwiches and he was like, no, D, I gotta have an extra egg and an extra bread. So instead of making a regular egg sandwich or putting 2 eggs on his sandwich, he wanted a triple decker breakfast sandwich. I don't know. We got to come up with a name with it. That's probably going to be the name of it. Triple decker breakfast sandwich. He wanted 3 breads like a Big Mac with 2 eggs in between both of them and whatever else he wanted to add. My dad was kind of simple. He wasn't really crazy for the bacon and the meat and stuff. He would actually like tomatoes, and he would like his eggs a little wet. He didn't want them well done, but he liked it fried, and he liked the juice from the egg, the little yolk wet, and tomatoes in between. And sometimes he'll just have it my way, however I make it, but that was his favorite way. So my kids ain't eating that. So to keep his memory alive, I just made it my way today, but I incorporated, one of his favorite meals from me, and try to make special moments for my kids because they were really close with my dad. So now I'm just cutting up some fruit here. I have strawberries, blueberries, and I think I added a banana towards the end. I kind of forgot I had bananas, but then when I realized I didn't want it to get soggy. So yeah, I just did the bananas last when I remembered that I had them. So I'm going to cut those strawberries up in some nice sized chunks. And then, of course, we're going to wash them off. I grabbed some blueberries and put them together with the strawberries. And then I washed them off.
You see my hottie, I feel run, giddy when I pull up on you. Yeah, I mean, I feel act when I see you blushing, girl, you put me on. Yeah, girl, I want, girl, I like you, so me want. Girl, I want, girl, I like you, you like me too. Yeah. People say if you're trying to enforce it, something ain't right. Ain't the same when the sun when you know you really like all the feels in the moment. Man, it kills when I know it. Where we they go? Yeah, where we they go? No, I pick it, I do that. You see me, you can for me bigger. I love it, you do it. For this level, I'ma let you do it. Me no get problem, oh, my damn so. Me like the way you roll. You see my hottie, I feel run, giddy.
It was perfect timing because by the time I got done cutting up my fruit and washing them off, my bacon was ready and my napkins to drain the grease. Everything was ready on that end. So I removed my bacon, sat them in some grease, and then I was like, oh, I got some lunch meat. So I added some turkey on there and fried that up a little. Did the same thing, flipped it over a couple times, let it get a little brown and crispy around the edges. If you know, you know. Okay.
Run kitty when I pull up on you. Yeah, I mean I feel act when I see you blushing, girl, you put me on. Yeah, girl I want, girl I like you, so me want. Girl I want.
That pack of sandwich meat actually came with, well, y'all seen it came with turkey and ham. So I was like, let me just put the ham in too. I got the ham, threw it on there, and did the same thing. Flipped it over a couple times, let it get crispy, a little brown around the edges, and got that ham right for my babies. But then I started to also prepare for their side dish, and I got those 3 little blue bowls there on the side for when the ham is starting to cook a little bit. I can start preparing their side dish.
Girl, I like you, you like me too. Cool, I've been there. I said, I come live there. Then you pull it on, I'ma get pull it on. Baby girl, tell me where we there. Where my team there? Till where my team there? Pull it on.
So I have have some vanilla yogurt, and I'm using a little measuring cup to scoop out the yogurt into their bowls just to make sure everybody has a nice, pretty much even amount. So yeah, I use that little measuring cup, put the yogurt in everybody's little boat bowls. That's what I thought about them when I seen them. I'm like, these are little boat bowls. They look like little boats to me. I thought they were cute. So there's the yogurt. I have a little smaller container for my daughter because she's iffy. She's 3. She's at that age now where it's a hit or miss sometime. So I was like, let me just make her a smaller portion and see how it goes for the first time. So can you guess what I'm making? Right now, you see the granola, right? This is like a honey and oat granola. So I'm adding that on top of their yogurt. I didn't give my daughter any because I just knew that would have been too much. That would have threw her off. Granola is a little bit more on the crunchier, like hard side. So I was just like, I'm not even going to try that with her. So I added the granola, and then I added some fruit, or the fruit that I cut up earlier. I added that on top, the blueberries and the strawberries. Added that on top of their parfaits. I made them like a strawberry blueberry parfait. I didn't distribute the fruit right the first time, so I had to fix that. Make sure everybody had a good share of the fruit.
I'ma get pull it on, baby girl. Tell me where we did. Oh nah, I pick her, I do that. You see me, you can do for me, pick her. I love it, you do it. For this level, I'ma let you do it. Me no get problem,
So after the parfaits was ready, I wrapped them up, put them in the refrigerator, and then I went ahead and took the ham off and started on the eggs. Got those eggs going, and I'm gonna add a slice of cheese on the top of them, so I let them cook a little bit, and then I added the cheese on top when it was hot enough so that the cheese can start melting on top of the eggs. And here's somebody else peeping to see when breakfast will be done.
You see my hattie, I feel run giddy when I pull up on you. Yeah, I feel act when I see you blushing, girl, you put me on. Yeah, girl I want, girl I like you, so me want. Girl I want, girl I like you like me too. Girl I want, girl I like you, so me want. Girl I want, girl I like you like me too.
And last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and butter down my griddle or your pan or whatever you're using. And I just didn't grab the bread out the pack and threw some of that good food on there. I had to crisp the bread up a little bit, get it a little buttery and crisp it up and toast it up nicely so it can be 5-star. This triple-decker breakfast sandwich have to be bon appetit. It has to be there 100%. So I went ahead and got that bread warmed up for them and nice and toasty so they can have a little crunch to their triple-decker breakfast sandwich. getting the sandwiches ready now. I put my first layer of bread down and I put some mayo on there. Smooth it out, not too much, but just enough so the bread is not dry with all of the ingredients on it. I don't think it would be too dry, but I like that extra, a little saucy on there. So I put the first layer down and I put the mayo on top. My daughter, I didn't make her a sandwich, but I did give her a piece of toast. So I didn't put mayo on hers. And now I'm going to put some of the sandwich meat on there, which I think this was the turkey. Gonna put a piece of turkey on everybody's bread, and then I'm going to just continue to layer it. So second, I put the ham on top of everybody's sandwich or the bread. And yeah, girl, just it's no order to this. It's simple. Just making it with love and thought and a little bit of grief, but this is what makes us happy. This is what makes us have a little peace and understanding. Brings us back memories, and yeah, so we find a way to keep going and have happy moments during grief. So then, yeah, I put the ham on there, put the bacon. Now I just added the second layer of bread, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a little mayo on top, and I'm going to just spread that on there nice and smooth. Not too much, just a little bit more flavor and a little saucy so it's not too dry. Since I am using 3 pieces of bread, I decided to just put the mayo in. This is exactly how I made it for my father. Like I said before, I did put a little mayo on his time to time. His was never dry because he liked the tomatoes, but I still add a little mayonnaise here and there. And then on that second layer of bread, I just added the egg and the cheese, my fried eggs and a piece of cheese. And then my daughter, like I said, everything for her is going to be on the side, and then she'll have her side of toast. And then I'm going to go ahead and just top it off with the last layer of bread. And they were just ready to eat. There you have it, my triple decker breakfast sandwich. The kids were so excited. They were looking forward to it. I said, I'm going to make one of Grandpa's favorite meals, and they couldn't wait. So I ended up just cutting it in half for them in their little triangle pieces that they love. Okay, see, that little part there was not planned at all. As you can see, I'm playing music in the background, so I didn't expect them to do that, or I would have cut the music off so it wouldn't be in the video. And then my daughter was like, you're not going to exclude me from my grandpa's meal. I want to cheers to his meal, too. So they ended up doing it again with my daughter. And then, of course, my sweet baby boy offered their grandpa, offered my dad some of his breakfast. How sweet. This is how I know they really miss him. So I'm glad I was able to do this for them. And this just remind me of how the little things count and to keep his memory alive, and that it really does help them grieve, and it means a lot to them, and it's happy memories for them, and it gives them happy times during their grief. So after that little tribute to my dad, I went ahead and served them their parfaits. And I think this is the part where I cut up the bananas and put it on top so they could have some extra fruit with it. Y'all, I was so shocked. They end up doing it again. Once I gave them their parfaits, they decided to toast to Grandpa again. They weren't leaving him out of anything this morning. So they toasted Grandpa, and then they enjoyed their meal. They tore it up, tore it down every which way but loose. And yes, this is what makes me happy. So thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you later.
Grandpa. Your grandpa. What's up?
And just a little disclaimer for who may not like it. You may hear some smacking on some good food at the end of this video.